My child, stop. Let everything around wait. Leave your tasks. Set aside your worries, calm your thoughts, and just be here. Give me just 8 minutes. I ask you, give me your attention, because at this moment, I am ready to touch you in the way you have long awaited. I am coming to restore what has been broken. I have come to heal your back, the place where you have carried too much for too long. I see how the weight has bound your body, how pain hinders your freedom, how tension prevents you from breathing deeply. I know where this pain begins and to what depths it has reached. You have felt bent not only in body, but also in spirit. And now I say, it's time to straighten up. It's time to be free. Not by effort, not by striving, but by trust. Right now, I ask only one thing. Open up. Don't try to understand everything. Just agree to my presence, being near. These are not just words. This is the moment in which I begin to act. I'm not in a hurry. I invite. I do not force. I am ready. If you allow me to enter, I will touch the very center of your pain. All I ask is that you be here, be with me, be open. Because right now, it's not just a conversation that begins. A miracle begins. I notice what you have long stopped naming aloud. What aches in silence when everything around falls still. I feel how you move cautiously, so it doesn't pull, doesn't echo, doesn't pinch again. You have learned to adapt to the pain, as if it is a part of you. But it is not your continuation. And I have come to remind you of this. You are used to hiding your fatigue, putting yourself off for later. Day after day, you endured, explaining it away with age, workload, habit. But I did not give you a back to break your rhythm, to bind your freedom, and to hold your breath. The back should support, not pull you down. It should provide support, not remind you of itself through pain. And today, I say, this can change. Do not seek confirmation in the past. Everything you have been through does not negate what I am capable of doing. Healing does not rely on how things were. It comes from the fact that I act here and now. You might not have believed, might have forgotten, might have grown tired of hoping, but that does not stop me. I come to where people have stopped expecting. I restore what was considered permanently damaged. Not because you are strong, but because I am the God who does not retreat. I remember how I created you, with what precision I connected bone to bone, with what care I shaped the curves, muscles, tendons. I instilled stability and flexibility, strength and grace into your back. You were created for movement, not for stiffness, for an upright step, not a bent state. I have not forgotten how your body is supposed to feel, and today I'm returning it to that design. You have lived too long with the feeling that pain is your companion, that tension is just a part of life. But that is a lie that has taken root and grown. Pain is not a sentence. It is a signal that I am near, not to judge, but to touch. Suffering does not glorify me. I do not rejoice when you hold your breath with every bend. I do not need your martyrdom. I need your consent to freedom. And I have already begun to act. While you read, while you open your heart, another movement is starting within you. Quiet, invisible, but real. As water fills dry land, so my strength penetrates every area where there was inflammation, tension, curvature. You will not feel it immediately, like thunder. It will be like a lightness you haven't known for a long time. I do not break, I align. And I will start this right from within. You may not even notice the moment when something inside begins to change direction. It is not always loud. Sometimes everything starts small. From the quiet desire to stand a little straighter, to not hunch under the weight of habit, to simply take a slightly deeper breath. Not because of effort, but because something has been freed. Sometimes the first step is not a step. It's a movement of the shoulders. It's the feeling that your body seems to remember what it's like to be upright. Your back, which has carried too much for years, suddenly gives a sign. And at that moment, I am already nearby. Because I hear not only the voice, I feel the mood. Your desire to straighten up is a signal, and I respond to it, even if you are not yet sure yourself, if you are ready. When the desire for straightness arises within you, it's not just about posture. It's about the choice to no longer live under pressure. It's about allowing yourself to be upright, not in front of others, but in front of yourself. I am not rushing you. I am not expecting reports. I simply touch where change is already maturing. You don't have to name anything. But what is happening within you now is the beginning of recovery. You might not notice how long you've lived in a state of compression, how your back adjusted to the weight of the days, to internal clamps, to the fear of repeating pain. Movement became cautious, breathing shallow, and you seemed to be in an invisible corset that no one put on you, but that was always there. But in this silence that you feel now, something important is happening. Your back begins to breathe. It's as if you forgot that it can be not a zone of anxiety, but a source of freedom. That you can turn not with the expectation of pain, but with confidence. I am here precisely in this moment, in the moment of release, letting go of control, letting go of fear, letting go of the expectation of the worst. You don't have to name it. There's no need to label it as a result. Just feel how softness comes. Not instantly, but surely. Freedom doesn't mean running. Freedom is when you no longer think about pain with every movement. It's when your body stops being your enemy, and you feel, I am not only healing, I am regaining the lightness that you once lost. And now it's beside you again. In every turn, in every stretch, in every step. You don't have to feel the moment of change as a flash. Not every turn of history is accompanied by thunder. Sometimes all you need is silence, in which the body suddenly stops resisting, in which what was clenched from pain begins to slowly open up. Not because you became stronger, but because I started doing what you couldn't do, yourself. You don't know exactly how I work, but you feel that it's happening. Somewhere deep inside, tensions begin to disappear. Tensions that have been there so long, they've become a part of you. Somewhere in the spine, in the muscles, in the ligaments, as if the trace of fatigue is being erased. Gently, almost imperceptibly. This is not healing, this is a return. A return to how it was originally intended, when your body was free, when you didn't anticipate pain, when movements were natural. I'm not fixing you, I'm restoring you. I am not repairing breakdowns, I am restoring order. Your back no longer bears the weight you have long been accustomed to. Now I'm kind of rewriting its memory. Not pain, but support. Not fear, but stability. Not anxiety, but calm. This is not the end of the journey, but it is here that you will feel everything has truly begun to change. You have endured a lot, and I know it. But now I ask, not only listen, move. My strength is ready to manifest, but I do not override your will. I do not coerce, I invite. Everyone who was healed did not just wait. They took a step, even if it was uncertain. I gave you strength, so that you could stand, so that you could believe, and manifest this faith through actions. Your back is not just anatomy. It is a place of memory, a place of broken expectations, a knife of fears. But you should no longer live by adjusting to limitations. Right now, you can choose something different. I am nearby, but the movement must come from your side. Take even one simple action as a sign of I believe. Maybe you just straighten up. Maybe you take a more confident step. It doesn't have to be heroic. The main thing is that it should be yours. Faith is not waiting for a sign from the sky, It's an inner readiness to say, I no longer live in a bent position. And even if not everything has passed yet, even if the body still remembers the old, I respond to your step, because this step is not for proof, but for trust. And every time you act with faith, I move alongside you, not at a distance, but at the very heart of your movement. You have found yourself at a dead end many times. Doctors shrugged their shoulders. Advice didn't help. You were left alone with the pain in your back, as if it was something unchangeable. And perhaps inside, it had already formed. This is forever now. But I say, no. No, this is not a sentence. No, this is not your future. I am the one who creates a path, even where it does not exist. If you see a wall in front of you, know that it is not there to stop you. It is there to see how I will break it down. The back that endured, bent, and bowed under pressure will now straighten. Not because you have become stronger, but because I have started to act. Where there are no bridges, I become the support. Where there is no way out, I open a passage. Your story will not end with a diagnosis, nor will it conclude with fatigue. I will guide you through fears, through despair, through vicious cycles. Your back will move freely again. You will no longer choose routes based on the level of pain. I will guide you, not around difficulties, but through them. And you will look back and realize what seemed impossible has been overcome, because I walked with you. You stood, not because it was easy, but because you couldn't do otherwise. Bent over, tired, with pain that wouldn't go away, you still continued. You didn't give up, even when your body refused to obey. This resilience did not go unnoticed. I saw. I counted every attempt not to give up. And now I respond, not only with comfort, but with the fire of my strength. I come not only in gentleness, I come in strength. And when you stand, despite everything, you invoke movement from the heavens. My strength is not foreign to your circumstances. My fire does not burn, but cleanses, strengthens, awakens. It enters the bones, the tendons, the joints. It passes through the tightness, burning away everything that kept you bound. I don't just touch, I transform. If you feel that you have almost no strength left, know that this is the moment when strength comes, not from you. It comes from me. You don't have to prove that you are worthy. You just have to stand as you can. I am approaching myself. And when you say, I still believe, the sky responds, not with silence, but with a fire that burns away the remnants of pain and ignites new life in your spine. I have already begun. You don't have to be strong to be healed. I am not looking for the perfect, I am looking for the open. And I see your heart. I know that you have grown tired of hoping, that you doubted, not my power, but yourself. But today I say, this is exactly for you. My strength is not given for merit. It comes out of love. And you have not been left out. You are not forgotten. I remember the woman who suffered for years and did not wait for an invitation. She simply approached, quietly, and touched. She did not shout, did not demand. She took one step, and that was enough. Because it is not the loudness that impresses me, but the sincerity. You may feel unnoticed, but I have already turned to you, because I feel every touch of faith. You touched me already, when you didn't give up. When you got up again in the morning, despite the back pain. When you turned, when you sat, when you walked. All of these are gestures of faith, not for show, but genuine. And I saw each one of them. You think that I am far away, but I am closer than you feel. And today I am touching in return. Not for the sake of a miracle as an event, but for your sake. I am touching, so that you feel again that your back belongs to you, not to the pain. Even if you didn't always believe in healing, even if you doubted. I do not push away because of this. I come anyway, because I know that inside you were waiting, even if you didn't say it, even if you said the opposite. I saw that you didn't let go completely, and that's enough for me to do more than you hoped. I'm not asking you to explain how a miracle works. I am asking you to believe that it is possible. Healing does not always come through loud declarations. Sometimes it starts with a simple movement. Look how it was. A man who was blind from birth knew neither laws nor formulas. He simply obeyed. He went and washed, as I said. And his sight returned. He did not argue. He did not wait for the perfect moment. He went. And that became a turning point. Your back is not waiting for logic. It is waiting for a touch. But the touch comes where there is readiness. I see how you are torn between I must try and what if it doesn't work out. That's natural. But I do not demand certainty in every cell. I ask one thing: do not stop. Let it be a bend. Let it be a stretch. Let it be a simple movement of the shoulders, but with the trust that I am near. It is in the simple that deep shifts begin. I don't want you to drag yourself in struggle. I want you to go with me. Not at the peak of strength, but even in weakness. Not for the sake of the result, but for the sake of agreement. When you say, "Okay, Lord, I'll try," that is enough. Because I respond not to the result, but to the agreement. And when you act, I release a power that bypasses the mind and penetrates directly to the root of the pain. What seemed frozen for years will begin to move. You won't see everything at once, but you will feel that it has become lighter, a bit softer, a bit warmer. And it's not an illusion. It's me. It's my presence that has entered your reality. I didn't give you a back for fear of movement. I gave it for support, flexibility, freedom. And now I am restoring it, step by step, from the simple to the great. You might think that a miracle is something that happens suddenly, without your involvement. But I create a miracle as a path, as an interaction, like a union. I'm not a magician, I'm a father. And I don't want you to just watch as everything changes. I want you to walk with me step by step, feeling the strength grow inside you that wasn't there before. I started this process not to impress, but to restore, so that you live not by adjusting, but freely. I'm not just removing the pain, I'm giving you back your support, confidence, the feeling that your body is yours again. And if you used to carry a burden, now you will feel it lifting. Your back, which you hid, which you spared, will begin to straighten. Not with a jerk, but with steps. Not because of effort, but because of my touch, to which you have opened up. You are not alone in this process. I am nearby. I am with you in every movement, in every tension, in every exhale. I help you stand, hold yourself differently, think differently. I am not just healing tissues. I am changing your attitude towards yourself, because you are no longer a victim of pain. You are a witness to recovery. You are a participant in a miracle. When you look ahead, do not expect everything to be as it was before. It will not be. It will be better, because I do not return to the past. I lead to the new. And when you walk with faith, even if you stumble, I catch you. My strength is not in doing it for you, but in doing it with you. And so I say, keep going. Do not stop. Do not look back. You have already left the old behind, and now the path is open. You don't have to rush. Just go. And no, I won't let go of your back, today or later. And now, having heard all this, when your soul has responded, and your body has become more attentive to itself, just stay in this. Don't hurry to understand everything with your mind. Allow changes to happen in silence. My touch does not end with words. It continues in every step you take, in every stretch, in every breath, without pain. You are no longer who you were before this moment. Not because you have become stronger, but because I have entered your reality. I will stay by your side. I do not disappear. I continue to act even when you rest. And if tomorrow a shadow of doubt appears again, remember, I do not retreat. Your back is in my hands, which means everything is moving towards freedom.